What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, Just as the TV. Welcome back. Today is a new series that I started watching only because I thought it would be interesting and I wanted to be nosy. Everybody be talking about Nick Cannon and kEKE Wyatt. They populating the world. So I wanted to see what it was like living in that house with all them kids. And baby, baby, I was entertained. I said kEKE and kEKE's mama and them kids. Child, let's get into it. So this is kEKE's world. And kEKE and her husband. So when the show kicks off, we get introduced to kEKE's family. All them kids. She got a whole baseball team. And then her husband. So her husband's name is Zachariah. Zachariah is her husband. She got Kever, which is 22, but they call him Bean. He's the first child. He's the oldest. He's the first child. She got Raja Key. That's 19, but they call him Poopy. He is, I'm assuming he's gay, and he has had cancer. Then we got Bella, who is 8. Tara, who's 14, and they call Mimi. Wyatt, who's 10. Kemar, who they call Dookie, is 12. And Wyatt sound like he smoked a whole pack of cigarettes. Child. Then we got Lorna, that's her mother. And she helps her raise the kids. Andrea, who wears too much Beijing, is her manager. And then we got Takia, who is 19. She lives with them. She is Kever's girlfriend. And this little one here is so very opinionated for somebody who is freeloading in somebody's house. She got a lot of mouth and a lot of opinions for somebody who probably doesn't pay rent nor contributes to the house. But she has a lot to say. A lot to say. She had so much camera time. I thought it was her show. She had more camera time than kEKE. This little girl, 19. Left your house to come and live with these people, but you have so much to say. Do you have a job, ma'am? Do you have a job? These kids are so opinionated. Their mouths are like off the chain. The way they speak to these kids and the way the kids speak to them. Child. I had such a kEKE last night watching this because I could not believe. All I kept saying to myself was, who raised these kids? What's going on here? What is happening? I literally said that the whole episode. I just couldn't believe what I was hearing. She told one of the little kids, I think it was Bella, who was the 8-year-old, or one of them, came in there and was like, so and so headbutted me or something, and belched in my face. And they was like, well, just sorry, it's just a casualty of war. You know, as kids, go back and belch in their face and hit them. I said, what is going on here? It is chaotic. Then she has a baby that is 8 months old. The new baby, what is the new baby's name? Keziah. The new baby is Keziah. That's 8 months old. They call him Tater. He has a genetic disorder. What is it called? I know I wrote it down. Some genetic, Tysom's 13. Tysom's 13. I don't know what that is. I didn't look it up. I should have looked it up. I didn't look it up. But it's a genetic disorder. The baby is on a ventilator, a feeding tube, it has an oxygen tank, and the baby has to take a bunch of medications. And you should see this little precious baby. So cute, so precious. The baby been in and out of the hospital most of his life. And it's only 8 months. In and out of the hospital. She said she would be able to bring the baby home for like a week and then turn around and the baby got another infection and they got to take him back to the hospital. And the baby's in the hospital for an extensive amount of time again. And then they bring him home again and then they right back in the hospital with something else. Baby, it is a lot of drama going on in his house. This kEKE calls a meeting. And she literally has a speaker and the karaoke mic with the speaker, the boom box, talking to the kids through this box. She explained it to them that she signed another record deal and she gonna be in the studio a lot, but she can't be in the studio with the kids. She said now, while like previously she was in the studio but she would bring the kids, but now it's just too much. She really can't bring the baby because the baby has all of these equipment and machines, so they need somebody to be able to be home with the kids, which is Takia and Kivar. I don't know how to pronounce these kids' names. So they're gonna probably be watching the baby while she's in the studio. And so we also find out in the midst of all of this that's going on that she loves being married or in a relationship or something, but her first husband beat her, so that's why they got a divorce. The second husband, he didn't work for 10 years. Oh. Can we have a moment of silence for those 10 years? How you not gonna work for 10 years and y'all got all of these kids? 10 years is a long time. She said he ain't want to work, he ain't want to do nothing. And Zachariah, they've known each other since they were young. They dated when they were in the 7th grade, but then her parents didn't want him to date her, didn't want her to date him, so they broke up. And now he's back. Child, they are loose. They are loose in this house. I just kept saying, who raised these kids? But now we know the mom. Lorna is the mother, and Lorna is a hot piece of mess, boy. She is a hot mess. She is a hot mess. Her mouth is reckless. Like, reckless. She was talking about she was a hot girl back in her day. That's why kEKE is the way she is. And I'm just like, what? How old are you, miss? How old are you, miss? But it was funny. I got a kEKE. Trust me. It was so funny. And the kids she kept complaining that she got way too much on her plate. She need a break a lot of the times, and the kids don't want to give her a break. She can't get away. And she said, these stupid ASS kids get on my nerves. I'm like, but girl, you keep having these kids. All 11 of them. You keep having them. You don't have to have any more kids. Your husband can get a vasectomy, or you can get your tubes tied. And you can still continue to act without producing the kid. So I'm under the assumption that she just like having kids just because. And you can't deal with all of the work, but you keep popping them out. And I will not be surprised that if she don't have another kid after this little baby. Yeah, so the baby finally is coming home. The doctors finally released the baby to come home, and it's been, I think she said 2 months the baby been gone, and the baby's finally being released to come home. They're all excited. So we'll see how that works out. But the poor baby, you should see this poor baby. Got like tubes up the nose and just such a beautiful baby. But just, I said, oh, poor baby. Child. It cut to a scene where she in the studio. And she's working on a song with Kissy Lee. I don't know who that is. She says she's a producer. She's a singer-songwriter, and she's working on her new album. She said she worked with a few people. She named them. I didn't write them down. I was just like, whatever. Homegirl must be booked. Like, Keke Wyatt is booked and busy because she got 6 shows to do in 3 days. So she making money to sustain her lifestyle, to take care of these kids. But that's all she kept saying in her confessionals too. Like, y'all eating. Y'all, and I'm just like, how do you reference these things? But you keep having these kids. But all she kept saying is they got food. You know, the husband gets up and he boils them hot dogs, but you know, as long as they got food and they eating, and I'm like, that's not the end all be all, darling. There's more. There's a science to taking care of kids. Yes, it's very hard. That's why you don't need to have a bunch of them, because it's very hard and it's very stressful. But there's a science to taking kids, and they need more than just food. You literally have to pour into your children. You need to nurture them. You need to direct them, instruct them. You need to pour into them so that they can grow up to be quality individuals, quality adults. And that's why you're saying these are trash ASS kids and they stupid and they get on your nerves, because you have too many of them and you are not pouring into them properly, or you can't pour into them properly, and your mama can't pour into them properly. So you need more people. It takes a village. Literally, it takes a village. And with 11 of them, you have a village. So you need more of a village to help raise these little ones. But they talk reckless to each other. The kids talk reckless to each other. The kids talk reckless to the parents. The parents talk reckless to the kids. Everybody talking reckless in that house. This show is going to be one for the books. I am tuned in. And you should be tuned in too. Funny. Like, funny. So she in the studio, but I can't even front. Listen to her in the studio. Keke still got it. Girl, you still got it. You still got it. That voice and everything is like definitely kicking. She could sing. She sang some of these young girls that's out here today up under the table in that little scene that they showed on the show. I say, yes, Keke, give it. Yes. So she's having a discussion with a few people, her mom, her husband, and Kissy Lee as well. They all know that she has not been speaking to Andre, who is her manager. And Andre is like multiple things. Andre got like 10 jobs. Andre is the true definition of a Jamaican, because he got like 10,000 jobs for her. He is a one-man band. Literally a one-man band. They haven't spoken in 25 days. Who keeps track? 25 days. Who keeps track? Like, we could say, I haven't spoken to this XYZ in like 3 months. But 25 days, that is really specific. Girl, get on. So, Andre said he is, I wrote it down. Wait a minute. Andre is the husband, because he's gay, so he's a gay husband. The husband, the manager, the lawyer, the problem solver, the road manager, the sound guy, the music director, the therapist, the CPA, the personal assistant, the publicist, and the social media manager. He said some more things. I just didn't list them, but I just wanted y'all to get a gist of the thousands of jobs that Andre has for Miss Keke Wyatt. He is closing on his house, him and his boyfriend. I don't think the boyfriend is going to move in, but he's closing on his house. He said that he wants to set boundaries because he feels like he needs to have boundaries set in place for her, because she's a handful. He said that he wants to focus on himself because he does so much for her. He's not able to take care of his own issues and problems, and just to be able to woosah and kumbaya. So he's trying to do that now, trying to like live a quality life, focus on getting what he needs taken care of as well. So Keke husband said that Kenneth is like a brother to him. Not Kenneth. Andrea is like a brother to him, and Andrea could come over at any time. Like, it's all good. They cool like that. So Andrea just showed up at her house because he's like, all right, it's been 25 days. We got to speak. We got to get some stuff. People are calling me. She got to work. We trying to figure out what's going on. So we have to have the conversation. We have to have the powwow. So he shows up at her house. But when he shows up at her house, she breaks down because she's like, she feels like she's stuck in her life, stuck in her career. She don't have no freedom. She's stuck in the house with all of these kids. But you keep having them, ma'am. You can't feel stuck, but you're not fixing a problem. You still creating more problems. So in order to get unstuck, it's something called change behavior. So in order to get unstuck, you have to change your behavior to get a different result. That's how you make change. Change behavior, different result. Not change behavior, same behavior, different result. No, different result, change behavior. I mean, it worked for me. Keke girl. Okay? So she feels like get an emotional support dog. Stop having kids. So, I mean, her husband is ear hustling on a conversation, and he told her to shut up. And I'm just like, this is a whole snowball of dysfunction. But I want to see it. So Andrea is talking. They trying to hash it out. He trying to figure out what's going on. How can they come to a happy medium so that they could both get work done? And that's how this episode went off. Them sitting at the table at her house having a conversation so that they could, have a little kumbaya moment and then move on so that they could get back to work and get this bag. But child, Keke, I feel like Keke is the problem. She keep pointing a finger at everybody else, and she is the problem. There's you named a bunch of issues that you feel like you're having, but all these issues can be changed with change behavior. And if you stop having kids, focus on your career, focus on what you do, get a nanny, get a tutor. Like, there's things that you can do to change your life, to free up your time so that you can free up your mind. Your mom can't be your only support system. Your husband can't be your only support system. You have a lot of little kids running around. Mainly, most of them under 15. And they just governing themselves. So I feel like you are to blame for a lot of creating a lot of the issues that you feel that's hindering you from moving forward. That you feel that you are stuck but you're creating the issues. So you are the problem, ma'am. You need to go get a real licensed therapist and talk it out so you can work through the issues in your life. Slowly but surely. You also need to get a hysterectomy and stop having kids. Because that's creating an issue as well. And you can still perform the act, ma'am. You just don't need to have any more kids. You have a lot on your plate. You have a lot of little kids to manage. And they pretty much managing themselves, including with your mom around. So that's how the episode ends. I'm going to be here for episode 2. I hope y'all come back for episode 2 because this is exciting. I need to see this trauma bond situation going on here. I need to see it. And so do you. Come back for episode 2. See you guys. Thanks for coming. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys for episode 2. Bye.